So here I am at the 2022 LA Auto Show, and one of the things I wanted to do today is to just kind of walk around different manufacturers' booths and compare the design theme and the design trends. Something that I'm very passionate about because I always love all things to do with designing something. And I'm going to start off with Hyundai group here and then move over to Toyota and Lexus as well. But you'll quickly realize the difference in the character of these manufacturers and what they're doing to try to make a difference in terms of impacting the world around them. Each one of these manufacturers have their own style and character, and you have to be the judge in terms of who's doing the right thing. But right off the bat, I'm starting off with the Hyundai group here because they are the design and trendsetter when it comes to coming up with a very innovative and creative designs. I'm going to do this, by the way, live stream style, so if I make some mistakes, I apologize in advance. So Ioniq 6 obviously makes a very big impact in terms of what they've done with the design. But let me start off with this one here, the concept coupe that we've seen now for a couple of times. But it is what used to be, I guess, maybe what could have been like a DeLorean look and feel. Apparently, DeLorean's design was inspired by a pony concept sports car from years ago. And so if this was inspired by that, then actually the DeLoreans came after a pony concept car. So this is before DeLorean, because I was thinking it kind of looks like a DeLorean in many ways, but its own unique way, and it's a stunning, beautiful design, kind of looking like an Audi Quattro from years ago. And I think this is where I want to start off by saying Hyundai as a group have really moving forward with a very different designs. They're not afraid to take a chance, to do something different, to do something unique. And you can tell not just this concept car here, but even the Ioniq 6 has amazing lines that is unlike anything else out there. I might even say it's got a bit of a Porsche lines in terms of the tail here. If you look along here, kind of like a Porsche 911 look. And it has both a retro and a modern touches. Even this fin, you can argue that it's kind of like a 911 turbo fin. And it's a beautiful car. Maybe it's not for everyone, but it has an amazing profile and line that I'm admiring a lot. I think regardless of the engineering and manufacturing behind that, in terms of design, Hyundai is definitely the trendsetter now. You can continue to look at other models they have here, but here's another look at Ioniq 6. And it has a very much European flavor, which is not surprising because Hyundai has hired away some of the top designers from the European automakers, and they are the one that's redesigning or creating something new and amazing. So there's no surprise that they're pushing the envelope. And I know that for many of you guys, you're still wondering if Hyundai makes as reliable cars as Toyota or Honda, and in recent years the data shows that they're just as reliable, in some cases more reliable. And their engineering and manufacturing have been absolutely fantastic. The quality control and the quality of paint and the body gap and so forth has been fantastic. So I'm not really concerned at all anymore about their overall manufacturing quality or even the capability of engineering. Their top class. And even Ioniq 5 still looks really good. Still a beautiful looking car. And in many ways, it's better looking than the Toyota BZ4X, I think. VinFast is about to do some press conference soon, so I'm not going to go there and interfere with them right now. But let's head over to Toyota and do some comparison in terms of design, because it's a very interesting way that the Toyota is designing in comparison to Hyundai and other Korean manufacturers. I think the Hyundai group, which includes the Kia and Genesis, are really pushing the design envelope further. And because of that, it's creating a different feel. Here's a Genesis. I talked about this already earlier. And they are on purpose trying to create something very different because they don't want to be a mainstream luxury brand. They told me specifically that they want to be a little bit more of a niche producer, and they don't mind that the volume is not there, but that's not the intention or the purpose. And I've already shown you this car a couple of days ago, but it's just amazingly beautiful concept convertible that may or may never happen, but still, if any of these design carries over to any future models in terms of the theme, you'll be shockingly amazing car. It's a very cool design, looks good. This is part of the Trio X concept they have come up with. And here's a G90. Sorry, there's lots of people here. And you can tell right away there's a theme going with these two lines here following through. So you look at production cars from Genesis, then you look at concept cars, and you can tell there's a common theme going through. There's the other concept cars from before. I did see this one in Pebble Beach Concourse this year too. This is the coupe version, just gorgeous design. You can see the same kind of design attributes here with kind of triangle front. You can lower the hood because it's an electric car. You don't have to worry about engine or radiator. Very sleek, very cool. I mentioned this before, but sort of on what BMW used to do in the past. It's gonna when they used to design good-looking cars. I'm being sarcastic a little bit here, but it also has a kind of Aston Martin feel to this. So you know what? They are clearly design leaders right now. Genesis and Hyundai, and maybe even Kia, which is back over there. But before I go to Kia, let's go and take a look at Lexus and Toyota and see what's happening. So obviously, Toyota and Lexus are both much more conservative in their approach. They do take some chances, but not as much as you think. I'm going to come back to Lexus in a second, but let's go and see Toyota with the most controversial design of all time, and that is a new crown. I'm still trying to figure out what the Toyota is trying to do because the reception has not been good in terms of the design. I did drive the car, and it's a very beautifully designed car, very smooth, refined, and it's definitely better than Avalon. But does it represent what the Crown nameplate represents? Not quite sure about that, because it looks like a crossover, it looks like a hatchback, like Audi A7 style, but it's not a hatchback. It actually has a trunk in the back. And I don't mind the front, but this back end here, I'm not quite sure yet. I haven't come across anyone who likes it, both here in North America and also in Japan. I was in Japan just 2 weeks ago, and a lot of people don't like the rear end, but they must have done some kind of a study to get feedback from consumers to say that they like it. So we'll have to wait and see how this ages, because sometimes design looks better after some time is passed, and so not quite sure. Now Toyota does have other crown in the works that we have seen so far. They look way better for me, but this one is progressive, but not quite convinced this is the best direction for Toyota. The traditional stuff, the stuff they designed long time ago, still has a good solid base. We all like Toyota trucks, and while not everyone is in love with the new Tundra design, it looks good still. But coming back here for the new concept cars that we saw last night, we have the BZ compact SUV here, and this one is more in alignment with what I'm talking about in terms of good design. It has a much more aggressive but beautiful lines compared to something like a Crown, and I guess it has Toyota CHR feel to it, so maybe this could be the future of a CHR. And it actually looks pretty big in here, and this one looks beautiful. Still has the kind of boomerang front end. Some people call it lobster claw. I think that's what Kirk calls it. They call it hammerhead. I'm calling it boomerang look. And this appears to be a new design theme for Toyota. But I love the curvy lines, muscular body profile. And so I liked where this is going in terms of design. And I'm pretty sure Toyota will introduce something very similar to this in a very short time. They wouldn't show this otherwise. So this is probably kind of a compact size electric SUV that will come out to either replace CHR or to complement CHR. And this design, I think, is the direction Toyota should carry on, not the crown one. Here is the BZ4X. You already have seen this, and this one is a bit more traditional looking. And I actually like the design a lot. There's no surprise that it kind of looks like a modernized version of a RAV4. But the biggest surprise, and one good indication that Toyota hasn't lost its touch with the design, is the new Prius, which I have shown to you already. And this one, wow. Again, it has that kind of a hammerhead design in the front. But this profile looks beautiful and amazing here. It's got almost like Italian feel, like kind of like a modern Alfa Romeo, because Alfa Romeo in Europe makes smaller cars and looks really, really good. Even the back here, this part is coming down a little bit. It has kind of like a miniature Lexus feel, to be honest with you, with a full body-wide tail lamp and Prius spilled out. It's probably the best looking small car to ever come out from any Japanese manufacturer. And if this is indeed the indication of future Toyota cars, then I'm excited because it is a bit more conservative than something like what Hyundai might do. It's still really good looking. So that's the trend for Toyota. This makes sense to me. This is the Prius over here, and the BZ concept car makes sense to me. Way over there. Let me go back there for a second. This makes sense to me. But the Crown is the one that doesn't make sense to me right now. I hope that would, I don't know, somehow change. If they brought the other versions of the Crown, because they have 3 other ones they show, which is the sedan, the Crown SUV, and the Crown Estate, it would do really amazing because they look amazing. Now, who knows, maybe people will love this design over time and it would sell really well. We're not quite sure about that. But I don't mind the front end, but the rest of the body, especially the rear, looks a bit odd. Now let's head over to the Lexus for a bit. Most of the Lexus models are still very much a traditional design. Nothing wrong with that. But starting with the RX and RZ, they're pushing the envelope just a bit more. Not a huge amount because Lexus buyers are very conservative. And I do like this, the merging of the grille with the body, with the pattern here. I actually like that a lot. I think that's cool. But this kind of forehead sticking out looks a bit odd to me. Really sticks out. And that's the new direction for Lexus. And you can expect more Lexus models to look like that. And there's lots of new Lexus coming out. I really like the NX design. It is conservative, but I love that. And I think I mentioned to some of you guys I'm buying a new GX 2023, which is really outdated, but I love this truck. And then most of us do like the design of the new Lexus LX, especially in this sports format. And because it needs to stay conservative for Lexus buyers. There's going to be other Lexus models coming out, which could have a little bit more of a progressive design. But the RZ is quite conservative too, and it's very much looking like a normal Lexus models. There's a new RX here. There's a new RZ. They both have a very similar design theme. Not sure about the purple look. This is a custom built model, obviously. But Lexus design is very predictable. Nothing too crazy They have to stay that way because of the type of buyers they're going to have. And IS is also getting a bit old but still looking good. Once in a while they do something a bit more crazy like the LC. This one still looks amazing after a number of years. This one is going to age well. And one of these days I'm going to find a reason to buy the LC because it still looks amazing today. I talked about this against the Porsche 911 in one of my previous videos. And I did say that the Porsche 911 drives better, but the LC is quite beautiful as well. Moving over to a little bit more on the Toyota side again. There's an old FJ over there. Tundra, Trail Hunter, truck stuff. Toyota does very well, as you know. And I just did a review on the GR Corolla. They did a great job of converting what would have been a humble Corolla hatchback into something world class. And the design is subtle but very aggressive and looks really good. And Supra still looking the same, and I love this color, by the way. This is kind of trend these days, this new color. See You Later, I believe it's called. GR86 is very conservative because it sells well in Asia, so they have to stay conservative. There's a new Camry, I believe, coming out maybe in a year or year and a half. So let's see how that might look like. Right now it's still looking pretty outdated. And what else? Let's go over there for a bit more. Now we are, I don't know, Toyota has some kind of sports section here going on. People can play sports. This is another concept car from Toyota. These are not new, these are older concept cars. LQ was shown a while back. There's no resemblance between this one and any other production car, so it's just a design study here. Let's go back into Nissan finally, and their Ariya. I think the Ariya does look better than the BZ4X. Nissan has come up with some really beautiful designs lately because of, I guess, influence from Renault, which is a parent company, and Renault being a French company has a really good design. Okay, it's very loud here, I won't spend too much time in the Nissan booth. So let me walk away for a second from Nissan and go to Honda for a bit. I think Honda is interestingly becoming more conservative. Not sure why that is the case. Maybe their research shows that conservative design sells better. Or maybe they think that they need to stay conservative to be a little bit different from others who are taking more chances. So here's, as you know, a bunch of new models from Honda. They have so many new models right now. This is UCRV. I'm driving it this week. Looks good though. Overall, it's a good design, but very conservative in terms of the overall design. I love the Civic Type R, and I really like this color as well. Looks amazing. I do like it better than GR Corolla in terms of design and what it stands for. I haven't driven the Civic Type R against the GR Corolla, so a little hard to say if I will like one over the other. But this one looks fantastic. All right. So design for Honda has been very conservative. Here's HRV, which to me, this is the only one that they haven't done a very good job, I think. Honda's front design for HRV looks really odd. I don't know what they were thinking. Looks kind of like a Ford Escape. Every other parts of the car looks okay, but front looks odd. Now let me see if there's a new Accord. Oh, yes, new Accord is here. And once again, this is also very conservative, but actually it looks good in person. Nothing wrong with cool design if it if everything fits right. And in person, it looks a lot better than in photo. And once again, I'm a bit surprised that they went with a very conservative design, but it kind of have that Audi look, I think, kind of Audi A7 look, and maybe that's what they're trying to do. It looks actually amazingly good. What else is over here? Here's the Honda Passport, and then the new Pilot is here as well. And they're keeping the V6 unlike Toyota, so I'm happy that they're keeping the V6 for many of their SUVs. But once again, pretty conservative design for Honda. So everybody's taking a different trend. Nissan, Honda, Toyota, Hyundai, they all have a different direction. Let's take a quick look through Volkswagen here and compare the design theme. Volkswagen has been pretty conservative as well, and there's nothing super innovative about their design. And in the world of the automobile industry, conservative design tend to sell well actually. People don't like things that look too different. Oh, but there is this ID Buzz is the only one that is very different from anything else out there, and I love this. Beautiful, beautiful design and beautiful minivan. I would buy this in a heartbeat actually. Looks really, really cool. So I'll take back what I just said. Volkswagen does take some chances, and they have some really amazing design here. So these are some of the design themes I'm showing you throughout the show. There's a little bit more to go in terms of the Chevrolet and so forth. Apologize for a long video, but there's a lot to cover at the auto show. And that's the new tracks, by the way. Chevy has a pretty good design though. I gotta admit, their designers are doing a really good job of coming up with things that has kind of like a Camaro theme throughout their models. Really, really well designed. Lots of emphasis on electric cars coming up, and very important, for example, to have a Silverado EV is here. So let me finish off by just taking a quick look through the VinFast. Their press conference starting soon. They have a European designer who worked on these, so they look really good in terms of the design elements. This is a VF7. Looks amazing actually for a brand new car, a brand new model. As you know, I went to Vietnam this year, just half a year ago, to look at their models and to look at their factory and visit their head office, and that was quite an interesting experience. So what do you guys think in terms of design and design trend? Which of the brand do you guys like the best? Now, unfortunately, I haven't had a chance to cover every single model here. Oh, sorry, you know what? I gotta cover Mazda just a little bit more here. Hold on for a second. There's some Kia over there, but I have to finish off by just presenting some stuff from Mazda. Here's the classic Cosmo, which is, wow, isn't that amazing? Gorgeous, gorgeous car. Beautiful Cosmo. I was just at the Mazda factory 2 weeks ago in Japan, and a lot more to come on that later on. Mazda is reasonably conservative, but I think they have one of the best conservative design. Very European, very unique to Mazda with grille, but they all look really good. It's still a bit of a niche player in terms of volume, but driving wise and design wise, they are actually one of the benchmark from my perspective anyway. All right, so that's Mazda. Also Polestar here. If I keep on walking, I'll probably never finish this video, so I gotta end it at some point. The Polestar here, and some Lincoln stuff over here. Lincoln is very traditional, and they kind of have to, based on their buyers. demographics. The poster is coming up with some really cool looking cars. So that's pretty well it. And there's some new Kia over there. I'll quickly walk over there to show you that. And this is pretty well not everything that's shown at the LA Auto Show, but almost. And Kia has a pretty cool design as well. And yeah, it's really, really cool looking cars actually. They're pretty progressive. This is a new Kia Niro that just came out as well. They have a really interesting way of designing their models, combining different color and trims. And that's Kia for you guys. So let me know which of these models or brands you guys like best in terms of design, which one is more intriguing for you guys, and let me know in the comments below. Until next video, I'm signing off for now. Thanks everyone.